Hey everybody, welcome to another video. I am Mike B, and today we're going to be talking about something really cool. It's pretty interesting when this stuff happens. It's now happened a few times, which is kind of surprising to me, but I guess I have a lot of subscribers compared to what I used to have now, and people like the channel, so once in a while people send me stuff. Basically, long story short, I made that video about that UCP Delta field blouse that I purchased a while back for my collections. It's a super rare pattern and whatnot. And then I had a subscriber slash viewer message me on Facebook, and he was like, hey, when I was in Afghanistan, I got issued some UCP Delta, and I have an extra helmet cover. Do you want it? I'm like, yeah, sure. How much? He goes, no, you can just have it. Like, I appreciate your content and stuff. I'm like, holy shit, okay, cool. So he ends up sending it to me, and he's like, hey, I also want to send you a book about my unit when I was in Afghanistan. And I'm like, okay. Like every unit's got their little history book from their deployment and stuff. I'm like, okay, sure, why not? So what I ended up getting is I got the UCP Delta helmet cover in unissued condition. So right away you see that this is that ripstop material that they made the flame retardant ACUs out of. It's not the twill like with the regular UCP cover. So yeah, you've got that. It's a size large. It's the real deal. Let's check out the tag really quick. I'll show you that. So dated 2009. It's pretty interesting. Yeah, just look at the tag right there, because these are extremely rare and hard to find, especially in unissued conditions. So I will definitely be putting this on an ACH that's a size large, and I'll be buying that soon to put in my collection on a display, get the nods mount and everything. So yeah, thanks a lot for this. I really do appreciate that. That's so cool. And so I opened that up and I was like, wow, it's actually the real deal. And you know, these are extremely hard to find and pretty pricey, but you know, it was really cool to have it for my collection now, and you know, fellow grunt to fellow grunt, kind of a cool thing. So anyway, and then I got the book about his unit, and I happened to see this. So right away, if you don't know who Clint Romesha is, you should definitely go Google him and Google the story of Red Platoon. So I am definitely familiar with this story. This happened while I was in Iraq, and it actually made its way over to us, and we heard about this right after it happened, and how bad of a situation that was, and they lost several people during that battle, and we knew about that, and it was like, holy crap. So yeah, this is pretty interesting. So the UCP Delta was issued to members of the 4th Infantry Division and the 82nd Airborne, respectively, in 2009, when this actually happened. So it was pretty interesting to get this book, and then I opened it up, go to the page of all the people that were involved, and I saw a signature right there, and it matched the return address on the package. So PFC Christopher Jones. So he was in Bravo section of B Troop 361 Cav, 4th Brigade Combat Team, 4th Infantry Division. And yeah, so I was like, holy crap, really? He was there? Like, there was this battle that he was at? And then I kind of went into the book a little bit more, and check it out. There's a picture of Jonesy, and he's sitting there by a Haskell barrier. Chris, is that, did they get nailed by an RPG or something, or just random stuff? Looks like he got hit fairly hard. A bunch of rocks and stuff in there. But yeah, there he is sitting there with his little vest and little plate carrier and stuff. So there's a bunch about him. I actually haven't gotten around to reading the book yet because it's been super busy and I ended up getting sick whenever. But I'm going to be reading this. I read bits and pieces so far. I just kind of opened up the pages. It's written by Clint, so it's written from the perspective of he was a Cab Scout, but in my perspective and everybody else's perspective, he's a grunt. So it's written from a grunt's perspective about what happened and all that stuff so far. So I can't wait to actually get through it and, you know, read the whole thing in one go. Probably I probably won't be able to put it down. So they did make a film about the other book, which Chris mentions in his handwritten letter that I'm about to read you. And the film and the book are called The Outpost, and I watched that earlier this year, and it was very interesting to say the least. So all right, we're going to read this letter. He gave me permission to read this on the video. So it says, hello, Mike B. My name is Christopher Jones, a.k.a. Jonesy. On October 3rd, 2009, my platoon troop was attacked by an estimated 500 enemy Taliban combatants. There were only 50 or so of us, 50 or 60, maybe 50 or so U.S. forces and some coalition forces. My platoon and I fought for survival and for each other. Sadly, we lost 8 of our brothers. The book Red Platoon explains it a lot, so I won't go into detail. There's also another book called The Outpost, written about the battle, that was turned into a recent movie called The Outpost. I was in Red Platoon, and the Red Platoon book gives better detail from a grunt's point of view, plus us kicking the enemy's ass. After the battle, we barely had clothes and equipment. Most was destroyed or lost in the battle. Red Platoon went right back to work for another 8 months of deployment doing missions, and the Army gave my unit some UCP Delta, and it worked great. We appreciated the camo because we didn't stand out anymore. I appreciate you doing a video on this camo. It meant a lot to us who wore it every day in Afghanistan. Hope you enjoy the helmet cover. Big fan of the channel. Hope it keeps growing. Love surplus firearms and equipment. Your reviews and knowledge has been entertaining and helpful. Thanks for giving my platoon and me a shout out. Enjoy reading Red Platoon. Hope you can review it. If you need more details or want to talk, just email me at blah, blah, blah. Thanks, Christopher Jones. So that was really cool to actually get that in a handwritten letter from a fellow grunt. And it was funny because we talked a little bit after he sent me this, and it turns out we were actually at Fort Benning in basic training at the same time in 2009 or 2008 together, and then he was in Afghanistan while I was in Iraq in 2009. So it's kind of a small world. Definitely a small world for sure. The military is. You wouldn't believe how small it is, and it was kind of cool. So yeah. Anyway, thanks a lot, Chris. I really appreciate the book. If you're watching this, these are on Amazon. You should definitely pick up a copy. It's very well written, and it's a story that probably shouldn't be forgotten. It's if you want to read about and kind of learn about the absolute perseverance and just not giving up, the just overwhelmingly kick-ass kind of attitude and spirit of the United States soldier, infantryman, combat arms in general. It's definitely a good example of how just in the absolutely impossible odds U.S. soldiers and Marines have just pulled off impossible things against enemies of all different kinds of wars, and this happens to be Afghanistan. So it's definitely a good read. You should definitely pick it up if you're into that stuff. If you're prior military, you'll definitely like the writing style. It's pretty straightforward, and yeah, you'll be familiar with the language, we'll put it that way. Anyway, so thanks a lot, Chris, for the book, the signed book, and the helmet cover. This will definitely be going into the collection. I'll be making another video on this eventually. After I get done with this book, I'll do a little bit of a book review. I'll start that whole thing. I guess I did a film review, so I can do that. So yeah, this is really cool. This is what happens, I guess, when you do something right on YouTube. I'm glad I could help you guys out, specifically you, Chris, like with the surplus stuff. I'm learning as well as you are, but I'm glad I could actually help you out a little bit. So yeah, anyway, I hope you guys that are watching this enjoyed this. This is a really cool thing. I was kind of like shocked when I opened up the package. I was like, oh my God, okay, was not expecting that. But also wasn't expecting somebody to just randomly send me a UCP Delta helmet cover. Those things are not easy to come by, and they are not cheap, especially in size large, extra large. So anyway, again, thank you, Chris. Can't thank you enough. It's so cool. Both these items are priceless and going to remain in my book collection / military history book collection and my military collection probably forever. So anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. I do appreciate it. Let me know if you got any questions. And yeah, we'll see you on the next video.